The world of K-drama and K-pop thrives on moments that feel almost too cinematic to be real. And recently, fans were gifted one of those unforgettable scenes when Lee Junho was spotted instinctively protecting Yoona from an overwhelming wave of fans and flashing reporter cameras. It wasn't scripted. There was no director calling cut, no carefully choreographed blocking, just raw, unscripted instinct captured by lenses that never blink. And the internet? It absolutely lost its mind. If you've been following K-star trends, you already know that Junho and Yoona have been one of the most talked about duos in recent years. Their collaboration in the hit drama King the Land ignited a global frenzy. But what happened off-screen that day reminded everyone why fans can't seem to move on from their chemistry. It wasn't just about two celebrities standing next to each other. It was about body language, subtle glances, protective gestures, and the kind of unspoken understanding that makes hearts race. The scene unfolded during a public appearance packed with reporters, fans, and flashing lights. The atmosphere was electric, the crowd buzzing with excitement. Yoona, ever graceful and composed, was greeting fans with her signature warm smile. Yoona stood beside her, calm and charismatic as always. But as the crowd pressed closer and cameras began pushing forward for better angles, the space between the celebrities and the chaos began to shrink. That's when it happened. Yoona subtly shifted his position. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't exaggerated, but it was deliberate. He angled his body slightly in front of Yoona, creating a barrier between her and the most aggressive wave of camera flashes. When one reporter leaned in too close, Juno's arm instinctively extended just enough to guide space back into existence. He didn't look annoyed. He didn't create a scene. He simply stepped in. Fans caught every second. Within minutes, clips of the moment were circulating across social media platforms. Slow-motion edits appeared almost instantly. Fans zoomed in on the micro-expressions, the way Junho's eyes scanned the crowd, the way Yoona briefly glanced up at him, the way he lowered his head closer to hers, as if to check if she was okay. It was subtle, but it was powerful. And this is exactly why people can't get over them. Junho has always been known as a gentleman. Long before his explosive rise as an award-winning actor, he built his career as a member of 2PM, a group celebrated for its charisma and strong stage presence. Over the years, fans have watched him mature from an energetic idol into a refined performer and serious actor. His public image has consistently reflected thoughtfulness and quiet strength. That protective instinct wasn't new. It was simply another chapter in the story fans have been witnessing for over a decade. Yoona, on the other hand, has carried herself with elegance since her debut with Girls' Generation Nanking a Dozen. As one of the most recognizable faces in K-pop and K-drama, she has endured overwhelming attention for years. Her ability to remain composed under intense scrutiny is legendary. Yet, even someone as seasoned as Yoona can be vulnerable in moments where crowds push boundaries. Seeing Junho step in didn't diminish her strength. Instead, it highlighted a dynamic of mutual care and respect. The chemistry between them has always been layered. In interviews during the promotion of King the Land, they often teased each other with playful banter. Junho would crack a subtle joke, Yoona would respond with that bright, slightly shy laugh, and the energy between them felt natural rather than forced. Fans often commented that their interactions didn't feel like typical promotional fan service. There was an ease there, a comfort that suggested genuine friendship. So when that protective moment was caught on camera, it felt like confirmation of something fans had sensed all along. Body language experts on social media even weighed in. They pointed out how Junho's posture shifted the second he sensed discomfort in the environment. They analyzed how he maintained awareness of Yoona's position without making it obvious. Others highlighted how Yoona didn't appear startled by his movement. Instead, she subtly leaned into the space he created, almost as if she trusted him completely. Trust is the word that keeps coming up. Trust is built off-screen, in rehearsals, in long filming hours, in shared exhaustion, in conversations that fans will never hear. During King the Land, both actors spoke about how comfortable they became with each other over time. They mentioned late-night script discussions and shared laughter between takes. That comfort translated into on-screen magic. But seeing it manifest in a real-life moment made everything feel amplified. The fan response was explosive. Comments flooded timelines, the way he protected her. That's not acting, that's instinct. Their chemistry is unreal. He didn't even hesitate. Edits comparing scenes from the drama to this real-life moment went viral. In the show, Junho's character often shielded Yoona's character during emotional or tense scenes. Now fans were saying reality was mirroring fiction. But what makes this even more fascinating is how understated it was. Junho didn't make a grand gesture. He didn't wrap an arm dramatically around her shoulders or glare at the crowd. He simply positioned himself strategically. That quiet confidence is part of what makes his persona so compelling. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it just steps forward when needed. There's also something incredibly refreshing about seeing respect in action. In an industry where interactions between male and female celebrities are often hyper-analyzed or exaggerated, this moment felt grounded. It wasn't about possessiveness. It wasn't about claiming attention. It was about safety and awareness. Fans have replayed the clip thousands of times, dissecting every detail. One angle shows Junho's jaw tightening slightly as the cameras surge forward. Another angle reveals him lowering his voice to say something to Yoona, though what he said remains a mystery. The intrigue only fuels the fascination. And let's talk about that look. After guiding her safely through the crowd, Junho briefly glanced down at Yoona. She looked up at him, smiling softly. It lasted maybe 2 seconds. But in K-Star time, 2 seconds is eternity. The internet collectively screamed. Their chemistry has always been described as electric yet refined. It's not loud, it's not chaotic. It simmers. Even during King the Land promotions, fans noticed how often their movements synchronized. If Yoona adjusted her microphone, Junho would instinctively shift to give her space. If Junho stumbled slightly on a step, Yoona's hand would hover near his arm. These tiny, almost imperceptible gestures build a narrative of connection. Of course, neither star has ever confirmed any romantic involvement. Both have maintained professionalism and respect for their craft. But in the world of fandom, chemistry doesn't need confirmation. It lives in moments like this. Moments unscripted and unfiltered. Another reason fans can't let this go is because it challenges the usual polished celebrity facade. We're used to curated red carpet poses and rehearsed greetings. This was different. The crowd was chaotic. The flashes were blinding. The noise was overwhelming. And within that chaos, a simple protective move stood out like a spotlight. It also speaks to Junho's growth. From his early idol days filled with intense choreography and global tours, to his evolution into a critically acclaimed actor, he has consistently demonstrated discipline and emotional intelligence. Those qualities aren't limited to performances. They appear in real life too. Yoona's reaction deserves attention as well. She didn't appear flustered or embarrassed. Instead, she looked appreciative, comfortable. That subtle smile she gave after he stepped in wasn't dramatic, but it was genuine. Fans interpreted it as silent gratitude. And perhaps that's why this moment resonates so deeply. It feels human. In an industry often defined by perfection, witnessing a spontaneous act of care reminds people why they fell in love with these stars in the first place. It's not just about visuals or talent, it's about character. International fans have also joined the conversation, translating clips and spreading them across global platforms. The duo's popularity extends far beyond Korea, especially after King the Land dominated streaming charts worldwide. Viewers who discovered them through the drama are now diving into their individual careers, watching old 2PM performances, revisiting Girls' Generation music videos, and exploring past acting projects. That protective moment has essentially become a gateway. New fans are asking, have they always been like this? Longtime supporters respond with compilations of past interactions, proving this isn't an isolated incident, but part of an ongoing dynamic. There's something cinematic about real life imitating art. In King the Land, their characters navigated misunderstandings, vulnerability, and eventual emotional closeness. Watching Junho instinctively shield Yoona felt like a deleted scene from the drama accidentally dropped into reality. But beyond the romantic narrative fans love to imagine, this moment highlights something broader about celebrity culture. Crowds can be overwhelming. The pressure is constant. Having someone beside you who remains aware and protective can make all the difference. It's partnership in its simplest form. Even days after the clip surfaced, discussions haven't slowed. Reaction videos analyze it frame by frame. Fan art recreates the scene in soft pastel tones. Hashtags continue trending. It's rare for such a small gesture to have such a massive ripple effect, but that's the power of genuine chemistry. And let's be honest, chemistry like theirs doesn't come around often. It's the way they make eye contact and hold it just a fraction longer than expected. It's the way their laughter overlaps naturally. It's the comfortable silence they share during interviews. These nuances can't be manufactured. Some skeptics argue that fans read too much into everything. Maybe. But even skeptics can't deny the authenticity of a reflex. When cameras pushed forward, Junho didn't calculate. He reacted. That instinct is what people are holding on to. Moments like this also remind fans why they invest emotionally in celebrity stories.